Hey guys, what's up? It's Hannah with Hannah Ruth Photography, and as always, I am super excited that you're here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to dive into something that people ask me about all the time, and that's blurry backgrounds that make your subjects pop. Blurry, beautiful, creamy, out of focus backgrounds. Also, stick to the end because I have extra goodies for you, but I am ready to dive into 5 tips and tricks to make your photography stand out even more while creating that blurry, beautiful, creamy background. First, you're going to want to understand what your aperture is. Imagine it as like the eye of your camera lens. An aperture is measured in f-stops, indicating how wide or narrow the opening is. So why is this important? Because it is going to directly influence your depth of field, and that is how much of your photo is in focus. So a wide aperture like an f1.2 to 2.0 is going to give you a shallow depth of field. That's what's going to create that blurry, beautiful background you loved. So this is perfect if you want your subject to pop off the background while creating that dreamy, beautiful background. On the other hand, a smaller aperture like an f-stop, f11 or f16 is going to result in a deeper depth of field. This means more of your photo will be in focus. This is perfect if you do landscape or something where you want your foreground and your background to be sharp and clear. Next up, you want to pick the right lens. Choosing the right lens is super important if you want this beautiful, creamy background. So you want to look for lenses with wider apertures like f1.2, 1.8, 1.4, 2.0. These are going to allow more light to enter your camera while creating a shallow depth of field. It's worth noting that if you're looking for a lens with a lower aperture, it is going to be more expensive, but the results are going to be stunning. So the quality of glass in your lens will impact your image. The wider aperture not only helps capture more light, but it's going to add that dreamy, beautiful, creamy background that you want. So investing in a lens with a lower aperture may seem crazy, but it is going to impact and professionalize your photography business so much. All right, next up is the distance between your camera, you, and the background. Mind your distance. The space between your subject and the background and you is going to influence the amount of blur in your photo. So you want to experiment with different compositions and distances to find your sweet spot. So take your hand and put it in front of your face. If you have your hand here, look at you see blurry background because you are so close to your hand. But then if you move it out here, everything seems a little more clear and you can kind of see the background. That's the same as your camera lens and the distance, and that's why you want to mind your distance. So just like your hand, the same applies in photography. The distance between your subject and the background is going to determine how much blur is in your photo. So just again, experiment with those distances is going to allow you to find the right balance for achieving that look and desire and creamy background. I said that a lot. All right, next up, choosing the perfect background. When taking a photo, the background can make or break your photo. So not all backgrounds are going to look the same, but you want to choose a background with interesting textures, good lighting, and strong contrast or color, but nothing too distracting. These elements will make your photos look more visually appealing and artistic. And a good background is going to help separate your subject from its surroundings. So when the background is carefully selected, it's going to provide more of a pleasing contrast that is going to allow your main subject to stand out. Remember, background is not just a background. It plays an important role in composition, storytelling, and impact that you want your photo to give. All right, your focal length matters. Longer focal length, like an 85 or 135, is going to naturally create more blur. So using this lens is going to intensify your blurry background effect you're looking for. If you have a zoom lens and you want to zoom in and get closer to your subject, that is going to give you more blur in your background while keeping your subject sharp and in focus. Quick recap. Aperture controls your depth of field. The wider the aperture, the lower the f-stop equals more blur. Choose lenses with wide aperture for more dreamy, beautiful backgrounds. You want to experience with distance and variety of levels of blur and distance between you, your subject, and your background. Look for different backgrounds like textures, light, beautiful colors, but remember, keep it simple. Guys, thank you so much. I hope this helps. If you like learning from me and you think I make sense, because sometimes I don't think I do, there is another free download another free video in the description below that will teach you my 5 secrets to conquering harsh, middle of the day, bright light. So it's super quick, super to the point, easy to understand, and I hope you enjoy this. Subscribe, do all the good stuff, and I will see you next time.